Okay, so here's our new fence. We've been working on this. This is going to be some perimeter fence. We're thinking about doing maybe some cattle or some grazing out here. So we started putting this fence up, and we had to actually pay somebody to do this because the ground has so much shale in it and rock that it's just so hard to make a hole right here. I'll show you over here. We had to actually hire an excavator to cut down some woods and move some debris out of the way. But we've got 8-inch pressure treated, 8-foot tall posts. And what's funny about this fence is instead of using normal deck boards, like I think they're 5/8 or whatever they are, #1 deck boards for the fence, they were like $22 a piece around at the time when we bought this stuff, and for pressure treated. And regular rough cut lumber was just about the same, and it wasn't even pressure treated. So it just so happens that we are using 2x6s. If you can look at this, this is a 2x6 pressure treated plank. So over here, we started here because this is the perimeter next to our neighbor. We have one neighbor around this whole property. Most of it is just mountains and woods, but down here when you come near the entrance to come into the place, there's another house. So of course we're going to start right here around here. But check this out. This area right here used to be woods like that, and we had to hire the excavator to knock all these woods down and pull out the stumps. We reseeded down here. Right in the middle of the woods was a crabapple tree that was totally surrounded by buckthorn and wild grapevines. It was all tangled up, so they saved that tree. But this is where we're starting with our fence. And check these poles out. This is pretty neat too. So where it crosses the stream, we had a big problem too, because of course it's all rock. And you can't just drill a hole here and drop a post into the ground and just pack it down. It's impossible because you keep hitting rock. You'll get out big pieces of shale rock. So your hole, what you think would be a nice 12-inch hole or something like that, turns into like a 2-foot wide hole because of all the rocks that are getting pulled out of the hole. So we had to concrete a lot of these in. So after we put the posts in, a lot of them have concrete in it to hold them in place. But crossing the stream here, it's really dry. But we put some poles across here from post to post. So if any debris comes down, it's not just going to snap those boards across this long span across this creek. Does the water get this high? Sometimes. I've seen this water rushing really, really hard. Like you won't even get near it. You get washed away. So once in a while it does happen, but I don't know. So these poles here might save the boards. And eventually I'm going to put some wire along the bottom here too. But we've done 500 feet so far, and we got a lot to go. So we're going to go around the corner and look at another spot. The grass seed's coming up. We seeded it. I'm going to drag it all out and smooth it. And one of the things here by this creek I'm going to do is smooth this out, make this bank smooth, get rid of all this debris, and slope that down a little bit better, a little bit easier of a slope. That way I can come down and up with the buggy or something and ride the perimeter fence around. But this is kind of treacherous now. You'd have some fun going up and down with a four-wheeler. Okay, so here we have I just measured it. This is a 50 by 60 2-story, we'll call it a barn, but it's actually a metal barn. This was an old pump house from the fracking days. Some reason somebody took all the windows out and stacked all the window panes inside, and I think it's maybe to let the hay dry or something. But one of the things we're going to do, I haven't done anything to this barn yet, but it needs some work in here. But it's really big. It actually has a ceiling on it, but if you knock these panels down, the ceiling, oh, you're not even gonna be able to see it, but it's pretty tall up there. It's pretty high. We have a garage door on that side, but you can see all the windows stacked up there. And this is all no good hay, just sitting here going bad. So I'm gonna have to take this out and spread it out over top of the field to get rid of this, and then probably fill in the floor, because you could see they had piping coming through the floor, almost like troughs where the pipes would go down. So probably got to fill with gravel or something. But we've got a pretty big barn here to use for livestock. One of the things we're thinking about doing is with the fencing is we have probably 15 acres just right here around this barn that we could use, and that's not even counting going towards the other fields. So this is just sitting here doing nothing, just wasting away. And on our list of things to do is to weed whack and clear out all that stuff out of this barn and get this operational for something, instead of just wasting away to nothing. Look at the buckthorn just growing up along the side of it. Really big enough to use for sure.